Well, good morning, everybody. We got 9 o'clock this morning. We'll go ahead and say pledge and prayer, and then we'll start our meeting here.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we come before you this morning with just humble hearts as we look to do the county's business. We ask you to give us wisdom and discernment. All our decisions just continue to be with our county, continue that we would just live a life that would just glorify and honor you in our actions, words, and deeds. We praise you and we thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. Good morning, everybody. We'll look for a motion for signing the claims and minutes.
So moved. Second.
We got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Okay, next on our agenda this morning is the County Veteran of the Month. Daryl?
Good morning, all.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, the county gets to recognize the month of August, the veteran that they selected. But the nation also has other things with the Air Force. The Air Force Day was yesterday. Coast Guard's birthdays on the 4th of August. Purple Heart Day, 7 August. Agent Orange Awareness Day, 10 August. And the one that many don't really follow is the Navajo Code Talkers Day, 14 August, which saved many, 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 many lives in World War II by their ability to make it impossible for them to break codes, them being Germans and the Japanese. And then you've got the Marine Corps Reserve birthday on the 29th of August. But here, today, we're here to recognize the Kosciuszko County Veteran of the Month. Lenore Stump has been a resident of Kosciuszko County, Indiana, her whole life. Born in south of Atwood, Indiana, to Emery and Violet Murphy on 7 April 1935. She lived in Atwood until she graduated from high school in 1953. She enlisted into the United States Army January of 1955 in Warsaw, and was sent to Indianapolis, Indiana to start her military career. After taking the oath in Indianapolis, next stop was Fort McClellan, Alabama, for basic training. Nice weather down there too, huh? Yeah, got it. Quartermaster school was the calling the Army wanted her to do, and so the training, she was whisked off to Fort Lee, Virginia. After completing the required training, her first assignment was the Pentagon, Puzzle Palace. Beautiful place to visit. I'm not so sure about the work part, huh? Working in the office of the commissary, Lenore had an opportunity to go to Germany. She jumped at it. She extended her enlistment just to get the orders to go to Germany. On April of 1956, she would be stationed in Heidelberg, Germany, Air Base, living in Patton Barracks. Still exists, still used by the military today to house our soldiers. Her job there was working as a supply clerk. During her time there, she met another soldier. Imagine that. Robert Woodward. And on 13 November 1956, she married at the German consulate and re-enlisted after that marriage. Lenora became pregnant with the first child and was honorably discharged. As you know, during that time period when the female became pregnant, they were released from the Army. Unlike today, there is maternity leave. She then became a dependent in the spring of 1958, which is also another important role of the military family, often discarded or not given as much credit as it should have. Lenore returned to Kosciuszko County to begin her new chapter in her life. She would later meet Robert Stump, and they would be married in 1962. Lenora had been active. She's active in the American Legion. I see her all the time when I'm around and visiting those organizations, starting in 1998. She was the post 258 in Pierceton, Indiana, where she was the auxiliary president, transferring to post 49 here in Warsaw. Lenora had held many positions over the years, both as a Legionnaire, auxiliary member, and honor guard, to include commander of the post 49 Warsaw in 2005, 2006. She's also a life member of the VFW here in Warsaw, post 1126. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you our Veteran of the Month, Lenora Stone.
I offered you my hand, you should have been offering me here.
All right, with that, Kosciuszko County awards the Veteran of the Month to Lenora Stone in recognition for her outstanding contribution to the mission of serving the people of the United States, the residents of Kosciuszko County, and the honorable service as a member of the United States Army.
I'm speechless. For a change.
That got a laugh, didn't it?
I am very appreciative of it. And thank everyone for being here for this day. And I love all you.
I like odd numbers.
Okay, very good. Thanks, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. Best 10 minutes we could ever spend.
Sorry.
Thank you, folks, for being here. Thanks for your support. See you, bud. Take
Okay,
your
next
daughter-
on our,
Take your daughter to breakfast, bud.
Okay, next on our agenda this morning is KEDCO. Alan, guess a mid-year update? Good morning.
Good
Morning, Alan.
One pager. Reminded hearing story there about saying that amateurs talk about strategy and professionals talk about logistics. All right, it is on. Hey, good morning, Commissioners. Appreciate the chance to be with you and share a quarterly update on all the things, well, some of the things we're working on at KEDCO, so I tried to condense it down into a one-page quad chart. So to follow from top left around clockwise to bottom left, just a few things again to report in on. And of course, from the start, I want to make sure we point out, I mean, just the important role the county has in supporting our economic development efforts really throughout the county and throughout everything we're doing. The county is at the foundation of that. And so our work plan for this year, again, as a reminder, is really to focus around scaling and sustaining our efforts. We are developing, really around entrepreneurship, housing development, and talent recruitment, talent retention, the three areas that we see as just so critical to helping to grow and sustain our economy, to come alongside and support the companies we have, the industry base we have. Those are all areas where they're not challenges that are unique to our community, but the solutions we come up with can be unique and really represent just the unique opportunities we have here. So there's a note there. I will be back next month, ideally. I appreciate the commissioners building funding into the seeded budget for economic development projects. Well, I am working on a few proposals of how to dedicate some of those resources toward a few projects within those 3 swim lanes of entrepreneurship, housing, and talent. So work plan for this year, again, building, sustaining our capacity, developing our portfolio of transformative projects. We are fortunate to be in the region, the Northeast Indiana region that was selected for $50 million of READY funding. We have the opportunity to put together and pursue funding. It's up to us to help get those projects put together. So we are accepting that challenge, that opportunity, and looking forward to working on that. There is a portfolio, about 12 projects we're working on countywide at different levels that are in that pipeline for READY. And of course, then again, the challenges are the same. It's a matter of how we're going to solve those challenges and become known for how we do that work. So to the right here, our operations side, we are building our team. So we are in the process of adding project management capacity. We're creating a lot of work. Now it's a matter of having the team in place to actually do the work, make sure we're known for how we do that work. And so adding 1.5 FTEs to help us specifically around managing our pipeline of projects, our workflow, developing our customer service model to become known for how we do the work. Again, people can appreciate, can come to know us for what they can rely on as far as our responsiveness, as far as our helpfulness, the kinds of referrals we make, for example. And so, we're very entrepreneurial how we do that. One example here, working with some of our partners, want to make sure we're known as a community for how we support entrepreneurs. And so that means knowing that we have a one-stop shop, single point of contact, that if someone wants to start a business here, grow a business here, again, that customer service approach. So we're partnering with SCORE and the Innovation Center in Fort Wayne. So SCORE is the retired executives. We have a great chapter here led by Tim Meyer. And then we are partnering with a group based in Fort Wayne at the Northeast Indiana Innovation Center. They have a coaching and mentoring program for entrepreneurs. And then we're adding in our team member, Scott Wursler, who actually started and sold his own business, Red Star Contract Manufacturing over in Larwell. Again, to have someone, the partners up front help people come in the door, but then our support ongoing if someone wants to start and grow a business here, that we help navigate all the different resources that are available and all the steps of that journey as an entrepreneur. So last 90 days, what we focused on, and this is what the last quad chart would have been the next 90 days, we launched the MedTech Accelerator Studio, have had great response so far from community leaders, from business leaders, from companies that want to even within their companies send people through this program. And so do want to make sure to thank the county again for your support to help us launch this program. But for the county and the Don Wood Foundation, this program would still just be an idea that we'd be talking about, someday we should do an accelerator program. And yet the program's underway. Again, thank you to the support from the county. We have developed the what we call the IP matchmaking program. This is to encourage, think about the high school dance kind of metaphor. We have people on both walls, and we got people over here with intellectual property they're not using, companies, larger companies in the community. We have smaller companies that want to develop new products, new technologies. So how do we make this intellectual property available for companies over here to license? And again, our job is to help do that matchmaking. And so we're building that capacity. And again, that's something that's unique to our community that you have to be here with us to be able to access it. And finally, really don't have a shared use space for entrepreneurs. So we are working with an entity called Med Institute. That's a spinoff of Cook Medical that's based in West Lafayette, and they want to be here with us. And so they're helping us launch a small, about 1,000 square foot shared use space in downtown Warsaw here. It's a proof of concept. Let's see how it works, and if it's successful, then provide more of these kind of spaces elsewhere in the county. But to have a place where we can have meetings and events for entrepreneurs, have sessions for people to meet with their peers. If entrepreneurs want to rub elbows, have those water cooler conversations. Or if this company maybe wants to come here and have just a space to use before they set up a permanent location, have all that one place. So excited about that. Please look for a formal announcement of the location and an opening reception of some kind here very soon. And so the next 90 days, then really as we build our capacity, as we focus on all this, is about really getting out now that we're back into what we'll call some kind of normalcy, and meeting with companies, meeting with our business owners, our business decision makers, either people we haven't seen in a while or people we haven't seen ever, and saying, hey, let's find out how we can make sure we're connecting them with the resources we have available, with our partner organizations, making referrals. One example I think I mentioned before with the commissioners is there's a statewide grant program called the Manufacturing Readiness Grant. It pays up to 50% for automation equipment, up to $200,000. And if you look at the number of companies just north of us in Elkhart County using the grant versus here in Kosciuszko, we got some room to catch up. And so a lot of that is just making sure companies, the decision makers, know that this program's available. And so what we do a lot of times is just find those kind of tools in the toolbox and help, get the word out to people who think would be interested. And then ultimately what we want to do with that is make those referrals, make those connections, and build our pipeline of companies that are choosing to grow here, either add jobs here, make investments here because of those kind of referrals. And so we have somewhere about 10 to 12 projects right now of companies of different sizes looking to add or grow jobs, make investments here in the county. And so want to grow that a lot. We think there's plenty of opportunity here. We know with the industry base we have that we're there, again, companies, as long as we can show that we have a great environment here and the support's available, they'll choose to grow here. So that is a very brief update on our work at KEDCO. There's always a lot, so try to focus on a couple different elements each time we talk, but we'll stand by for any questions, comments, and again, want to end where I started and say thank you again for the county's ongoing support and investment in what we're doing with our economic development organization.
Alan,
questions?
I have just a quick question.
Sir.
You mentioned Cook Medical in the downtown area. That's been finalized, you said?
Yes, sir. So we have, again, this is a very small
Where's that gonna be
a light
located?
partnership. So we're over here on a building on Center Street, one of Dave Gustafson's buildings, that will have a space available that we'll be able to lease and again, just make available for entrepreneurs, a shared use space. And so Cook, what they're investing in through Med Institute is providing the kind of IT capabilities we need, the video conferencing, for us to make it a really useful space, but also that if we ever need to call on their subject matter, their experts back in West Lafayette, we could set up video conferencing with Med Institute team members.
Okay.
Alan, I'd also like to thank you for your work and support on the help program that we have going on for the county as well. I know that Amy's actually housed there in that building and sharing space and sharing resources. And I know as we're kind of rolling through our SIP, our strategic investment plan on help, we're going to have even more of a comprehensive list of projects that we can hopefully give you some runway to move forward with. So excited to see all that come together as well.
And that's a great partnership. I know we've talked before, but just to reiterate, just again, this county being one of only 3 communities selected for the first group of the HELP program, it shows that we were ready, that we had the capacity, that we had the kind of collaboration, the partnerships in place, and to see the level of execution now. We're following through. We're at least meeting, if not exceeding expectations on that program. And I think the idea that we continue that in the next year and the following years, it's really going to help set us apart.
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I would mention too, since we're saying congratulatory things, that the work you're doing with Pollywood, a lot of people, we think orthopedic agriculture, which is obviously huge, but that's a very large employer. There's a chance for some huge expansion there, if we're able to partner with them and get some things done and make it happen, so.
Yes, sir. No, appreciate their inviting us to the table to work with them. Certainly an all hands on deck, opportunity for us to say, how do we really look at that company and create a success story? Again, a company that's growing leaps and bounds. I'm always impressed with how fast they grow, the scale they work at when they think about their plans. And again, think about how we can create a success story for the northern part of the county. And I think a success story for our entire community, show how we work with companies, how we work together, and help solve our challenges, help them be successful here.
And to add to how important those efforts are, that's an example where they have a plant already in South Carolina. They've got the room there, they've got basically everything they need there. So if we, for whatever reason, can't deliver, they're not using it as a threat in any means, but I'm just saying makes your job extra challenging. It's not like they're gonna stay here no matter what.
Right. Yep.
So-
Companies, every company we work with has a choice of either whether to grow or not, or whether to grow here or elsewhere. So,
That's
we want to
key.
make it to where it's, they just know that because of the experience they have working with us, that we're the go-to, that they want to be here, want to keep growing, and they know to call us, right? When they have opportunities, they'll call us first.
Appreciate all you do.
It's an ongoing effort.
Maybe
Thank you.
get your share of that 50 million.
Our share, yes.
Ours,
Yeah.
there you go.
It's our tax dollars, so.
Okay, very
fantastic.
good, thank you, Alan.
Thanks, Alan. Okay, any other office holders here this morning for commissioners? Okay, nothing on the county attorney.
See you, Susie.
See ya. Marcia,
I have nothing today, thank you.
Michelle? Wow. Okay, Steve?
Steve Moyer. Come on down.
Good morning.
Good morning, Steve.
I've got a couple things to bring to you today that I'd like to ask for your permission. The first one is going to be a financial commitment letter, just saying that we will match the 50% that we're going for community crossings 2022-2. That'd be Old Road 30 from 450 East to State Road 13, and then from Pearson Road from Winona city limits to Pearson city limits. With that, we'd like to ask that we could come up with the $1,105,326.50 matching.
Okay. I know this community crossing is dollar for dollar max, so I mean, you don't get a whole lot better than that. So when you're building roads for 50 cents on the dollar,
Yeah,
it's a good program, so.
especially get almost a little over $2 million project for over $1 million, so that's good.
Yeah.
Got a motion to approve?
I'd make that motion.
Second,
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Steve.
I have two others in there, kind of ordinances here. I've got an amendment to ordinance -51129-003, lines 5 and 6. And this is for Cherry Creek Manor. We'd like to install yield signs on the southwest corner of Masters Lane and Blossom Lane to a yield for Blossom Lane. And the other one that goes on the same amendment would be the yield sign on the northeast corner of Blossom Lane and Blossom Lane. So it means the southbound traffic would yield to Blossom Lane. We went through the MUCTZ, and this does meet the criteria to move it from a stop sign to a yield.
and that was the request of the people who live in that community, and we're responding to that, so thank you
Yes.
for that. Make a motion, we accept.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
The next one is I am presenting an ordinance to reduce the speed limit on 750 East, and that's from Armstrong Road to the North Webster city limits. Currently, it's 55 going to a 20. In a school zone, we'd like to reduce that from 55 to 35 so they can slow down before they hit the 20-mile-an-hour school zone in North Webster.
My fear in
Thank you.
doing that is getting a ticket in that zone, so.
That's good.
If
to
you think
bring-
that's the thing to do, I'll make that motion. It is pretty drastic to go from 55 to
I'll
20.
second that.
Yeah.
That's
Good,
pretty quick.
They, the school's request, and they would like to see that change so we can get that done.
So we got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
That's it today. Thank
Okay.
you very much.
Thank you,
You're
Steve.
welcome very much.
Any other business come before the commissioners this morning? If not, we'll see you back here on August the 16th. Thank you.
Do you have these already, or do you want the big ones? You got my other one too? I emailed you that too? Yeah. I sign everything in blue ink anymore, just to make sure.
Oh, did you need the sign-in sheet too?
Mhm.